What up, guys? Welcome to Base Damage. Hope y'all are having an awesome day today. I realize this is a very late podcast post for the month of April. Been a little more hectic this month than the past few, so I've been trying to get that stuff squared away in my personal life and all. But got it posted. That's all that matters. Literally going to be posting this the same day that's recorded. Hey, 4:20. Okay. Anyway, I just realized what time it was. Anyway, so we are going to be talking about a couple different things today. Most importantly, the set that I'm going to be going over today, we'll get to in a second, obviously. But first, we're going to go over a couple updates to products that are going to be coming out. The last thing that JP had confirmed up here on Heart of the Cards was the Goblin Slayer booster pack, and that came out last week. Or a little over a week ago. I'm sorry, today's the 29th, so yeah. So this came out a little over a week ago. The Katakawa Sneaker Bunko booster pack. Big shout out to Lunchbox. He has been posting up a whole bunch of the Sneaker Bunko stuff, and he did a box opening, I think. I remember he did a box opening for something. I can't remember if it was Sneaker Bunko or what, but shout outs to him. The Traudet Pluses for both of those. And this was at the tail end of March. And then by middle of March, something I'm looking forward to is the Girls Band Party Volume 2 for Bang Dream. That's about it right now. There's a couple other things that obviously have been announced for JP between Heaven's Feel. A good couple other cards have been posted for that, so I'm hoping that gets released soon. A couple other things. SAO Alicization. I'm waiting to see how that turns out, but we're more than likely getting that because it's SAO. It's at this point they go, oh well, free money, might as well print it. So I'm really hoping that they do something good for that, and something interesting, a little bit different from the norm would be cool, while still being able to mix in with the other sets that it has had before it. So anyway, that is what JP has had so far, unless there's something else that just hasn't been updated on there, but Heart of the Cards is usually pretty good about their stuff. Anyway, other stuff in English, that's on the JP side. In English, there are a couple things that we have gotten confirmed dates for, quote unquote. Still waiting on a date for ReZero Volume 2, but confirmed supposedly is the Traudet Plus booster pack and supply set for Batman Ninja, supposedly another TCG exclusive. I realize I'm throwing around a whole bunch of supposedly, allegedly, a whole bunch of that. I just don't know, because sometimes if I say one thing, Bushiroad will change it up to be another thing completely. But Batman Ninja should be out July 4th for all of their products. The Revue Starlight Trial Deck Plus and booster pack should be out June 14th. And the very next thing that we should be getting is Gun Gale Online Alternative, and then shortly after, hopefully, is the Girls Band Party Multi-Live for Bang Dream. Really, really anticipating that. I'm not as hyped for Gun Gale Alternative. One, you can't mix it in with the previous SAO stuff, so it's its own standalone thing. I still plan to get like a Traudet Plus and mess with it. So we'll see how that goes. Here's hoping. We just got No Game No Life that dropped like a week or two ago. It's like a week ago. I don't remember the exact date for it. But one of the other ones I'm actually kind of hyped for. I still haven't watched the movie for Batman Ninja just yet. I need to. The one I'm actually kind of hyped for is Refuge Starlight, and they got it in JP right now, which that's the set we're going to be reviewing today is Refuge Starlight. So if you didn't see by the Wikipedia tab right here. Anyway, but there's a reason I'm interested in it for a couple different reasons, but we'll get into that in just a second here. As far as other updates, a couple things have occurred recently with the with regionals and whatnot. Chicago was the other week. I think this past weekend there was the Philippines, Manila, and I think there was one in California. I had to look at it again. I had this all on another podcast I had recorded, and I was not satisfied with how I did the podcast, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to re-record, do something different. So I wasn't satisfied with how that turned out. But I had a whole bunch of stuff written down for tournament stuff. But one thing I'm going to try to do again at some point is try to get some people on who've been to the regionals. A couple who may surprise y'all as to who I invite. But I'm going to get people up here and try to do more than Billy Solocast. Anyway. But let's dive right into this. So June 14th. So we got a little ways off. But one of the first things I wanted to go over and discuss, I'm actually going to end up doing a Trial Deck Plus possibly separately, depending on how I see cards today. I actually I've looked at maybe 3 cards, and that was to see if a couple particular climaxes were in there and climax combos. So I've only looked at like 3 or 4 cards. I've not looked at a majority of the set. So I'm here's hoping that the rest of it holds up to it. So I don't know if anybody else has already looked through the set. By all means, when we start going through this, if you see something that you yourself want mentioned, or maybe there's something that I didn't mention or something I didn't notice, please comment it in the comment section so that other people can see it, and I'll highlight it or something, and I'll be like, everybody check this out because there's something else you can do for this, or something, maybe another combo or a ruling on a combo that I don't know about. So anyway, so first off, I want to pull up a Wikipedia thing. So Revue Starlight, I watched about the first 2 or 3 episodes of the anime. I'm going to be going back and watching that soon here. Probably have it for something I can watch while I'm on the road. The biggest thing, though, that caught my eye when I started watching this was that it's owned by Bushiroad. So, yay. As soon as I noticed that, I was like, oh crap, this is going to be another Bang Dream set. At first that was a negative thought. Then I thought positively, like, wait, this may end up being another Bang Dream set, because look how good Bang Dream is. And I realize I've gone ham into buying the set. Not even because I like a lot of the characters. Like, a lot of the characters are pretty cool, don't get me wrong, but it's not like I have a particular waifu or favorite band from it. I've ended up picking up probably all of the different bands and whatnot. Go Glitter Green, Just kidding. But I very much have enjoyed working with the Bang Dream set, and I don't think that that this is gonna be a bad set because of it being owned by Bushiroad. I think it's gonna get the Bushi treatment. I think a big portion of that is also the game for the smartphone just released literally for English just this past week or something, if I remember correctly. It might have it written down over here or something. I don't see it. But like, English just got it recently. And I want to say it's been within the past month. I'm going to say month just to give myself a better timeline. But I think it's been about 2, maybe 3 weeks. But I've heard that is a thing that has occurred recently. So with Bushi, I can totally see them trying to do more to push their product. And if you notice, Bang Dream was also a smartphone game, rhythm game. So this is probably also a rhythm game. I actually haven't tried it. I tried playing the Bang Dream game. You're going to see a lot of comparisons between this and Bang Dream, I'm just saying. They only did like a 12-episode anime. Kinema Citrus was the one who animated it. I need to see what else they've done. Former Production IG and Bones members. Holy crap. Okay. That's actually really good. So, interesting. For those who don't know, Bones is the people who made like Soul Eater, and they're making Boku no Hero Academia, and Production IG has just, look them up. They've done a lot of stuff. I couldn't start listing off the stuff that they've done that has become popular. There's like a whole bunch of stuff. So it's members from those two groups have made this, and they did going in for Revue Starlight. A little bit of anime trivia and whatnot today as well. But the biggest thing I wanted to point out was the fact of it's a Bushiroad product, and Nelky Planning, whoever the fuck they are. So I feel that they're gonna get that treatment. They're gonna get that. Oh, we want this product to sell. We're gonna make these cards good, and we're gonna see if that holds true today. Because you see what happened to Bang Dream, I can totally see that happening with this, as well as definitely depending on how this sold or sells in English. As far as like, I don't know how well it sold in JP. I don't know if there's any like meta setup or whatever for JP, but JP meta and English meta are two completely different beasts, and definitely going to be interesting to see how this happens. So let's get right into this. First off, it's I looked at it over a little bit ago. It is a 100 card set. We only got 3 colors for this: red, blue, and yellow. So let's bounce into this. Let's see. Yellow is 33. Red is, or good bit, is 65. So that means it's 1 off. So this is going to be what? 65. So that's going to be 32 red cards, which should mean 32 and 33 is going to be 65. So 35 cards for blue. Oh, there's also like another yellow and red down here. So 98. So it's about another 32 or something like that. So almost even across the board. It looks like yellow has a few more, but it's whatever. It might be the main girls or whatever from it. I honestly do not know the names. I'm going to try to pronounce stuff. If I butcher them, I apologize. But we're going to try to go over some of this. See, we already got like an 2 different SSPs. What's this? STR. I think that's not like a D&D term for strength or whatever. I don't know. We'll get into it and see how this looks. So we have stage left for 2. We're probably going to go over mostly like the double rares or whatever, but let's see how this goes. Futaba Asougi is a 1/0/45 double rare with 1 soul. When it's placed from hand to stage, it gets 1500 power for the turn. Climax combo with the nearest. The battle opponent becomes reversed if the nearest is in your climax zone. Search for 1 Revue character. Revue is probably going to be this deck's version of music, so I'd be surprised if it just like changed to Revue at some point. So it's like Revue weapon for the traits. Okay. So I have to find out what the nearest climax is, because this may affect it. AVG's trying to slow me down. Sorry. The nearest. Here we go. What are you? As it attempts to pull it up. Oh, 1K1 spin trigger. So definitely a good climax setup. It's no gold bar, but it's definitely good. I was fully expecting to see this because the effect puts her up to a 6K. Her first effect would bump her up from 45 to a 6K. I fully expected for that to be like a fucking stock soul or some shit. Probably is a stock soul in like the Trial Deck Plus. So that's another thing. Trial Deck Plus, definitely going to be picking that up and trying out that. So I skipped on No Game. I haven't picked up the Trial Deck Plus for No Game at all. So we'll see how this goes. Next is Nana Daiba, Precious Time. Level 3. So double rare, 3/2, 6K, 2 soul. During your turn, if your other character in your front row center slot gains 1,000, so it's mostly going to be an assist. It's a 1,500 global to all other Revue characters. With the middle center getting plus 25, that's actually really cool, especially if you do need like an effect that does like an on reverse clock shoot or something. That's a lot of buffing to be able to make certain that you get over for those combos. Heal on play. Also, when it's placed from hand to stage, you can pay 1 stock if you do choosing a character in your opponent's waiting room. Put it on an empty slot on their stage. Ooh. Okay, so that is... This is assuming they have an empty slot, but this is like, oh, my opponent's tried to just, ram characters. Okay. This is going to be definitely set up. So if you can do this and pull off this effect... just a whole bunch of good effects in general, just in like global power, extra buff offensively, healing, and then this effect is basically going to set up if you do have like on reverse burn, on reverse clock shoot, on reverse restand ability, stuff like that. So it's a setup for that in case your opponent has an empty slot. So really cool and potentially interesting to see how well that does. So, next, another double rare is Stage Left for 2. Kaoruko Hanayagi is also a level 3, 3/2, 95. When this is placed from hand to stage, choose up to one of your opponent's characters, return it to their hand, and this gains 2,000 power for the turn. It reminds me of, there was a Yoshiko level 3 from Sunshine that did something similar. This has a Climax combo with My Best Self, so let me pull that up just to have as a reference here. This one is also going to be a spin trigger. Nice. 1k1 spin triggers across the board today, guys. So, alright, so when My Best Self is placed in your Climax zone, if this is in your front row, you can pay the cost, which is 1 stock and discarding a character with Futaba or Kaoruko in name to the waiting room. Like I said, if I butcher stuff, I apologize for as far as like names. If so, all of your other characters gain the following ability for the turn. Oh boy, this is good. Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm sorry, I really like this so far. This gives all your other characters. So it doesn't give it to herself, but if you have 2 of her, you can make this work. Okay. Up to once per turn, when damage dealt by this is canceled, you can deal 2 damage to your opponent. I'm definitely liking this for an in-game. Like, set up 2 of these, pull off this, you pay 2 stock, discard 2 cards with Futaba or Kaoruko in name. So each of these level 3s will get this effect, and then the third character will get this effect twice. So I'm definitely liking this. It's basically a cost version with higher damage of the level 3 Yamis from TLR. Their effects were free, but they gave it to themselves and one other character. The eventual setup for this is going to let you do it multiple times. It's just you have to end up paying more cost, so you got to be a little bit careful for that. But I'm liking that it's like a even 2 damage, because that can, really do well. The level 3 Yami, I feel, is better because A, it's free, and B, it's 1 damage per. So you can guarantee that damage is going to stick better. This is more overall if you need to close a gap. So if you need to try to make certain that you can push and close a gap to get closer to be able to kill, or maybe even kill with these effects if they do cancel, you got a lot of instances of damage for that if you potentially do that. So I'm liking this so far. Yellow's looking interesting, I'll be honest. At least to me. Then we're getting into the rares. So Nana Daiba, My Shine. During your turn, if you have another Revue character, she gets 3k. When this attacks, you can pay 1 stock to perform trigger check twice. So, that's alright. And then Futaba Asougi, really fired up. If this is in the front row center slot, gains 3k and a soul. That's not bad. You can potentially do a little bit more damage. So, it looks like she is really fired up there. Okay, so let's just keep going. I don't care. That was I am already. Let's see, 6. It looks like about here is where the rare stop potentially. Well, there's another STR or whatever. I want to see what this STR rarity looks like, if it's even posted up here. I don't know. Might not be posted, but we'll check. Oh shit! Oh, it's the I do remember seeing posts for this. So STR is the cosplaying ones, where they actually have like cosplayers, and it reminds me of Force of Will. Force of Will did something very close for this for like their promos and whatnot, where they had cosplayers, and took pictures of those cosplayers for those characters. It was really cool. So that's interesting. I actually kind of like that. So, Kaoruko Hanayagi, My Shine. Place from hand to stage. Give a character the ability until the opponent's end of the opponent's next turn that it can't be reversed by auto abilities of their opponent's characters. And a brainstorm. Pay 1, rest this. Flip 4 for every climax salvage. Okay. Futaba Kaoruko Peerless Match 001k. When this attacks, you give another Revue character 1,000 power, and it's a level 0 stock bomb. Pretty good. trying to shorten stuff for the rares. Probably focus a bit more on the double rares than anything. 1-0-4. Oh, sorry. Nana Daiba, good at cooking. For each of your other Revue characters, gets 500 power. When this attacks, if on the night of the Star Festival is in your Climax zone, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a Revue character, put it in your hand. It's like the level 1 Xenon from Ordinal Scale. I definitely like this because I've used that Xenon, that Climax combo. I like it. It has the chance to whiff, but if you don't run events, it's a better. The chances are in your favor a bit more. You just don't get to pick what the card is, like an on reverse search or whatever. So on the night of the Star Festival, let's see what that is real quick. We'll just go through like the double rares and rares, and we'll call it a day. As far as like for the set itself. Now, is this going to be a stock soul? No, it's a shot trigger. Yes, definitely liking that. So I am liking this so far. If that searcher double rare ends up being too much, this is actually, I feel, is a fairly viable budget, probably fairly viable alternative. So anyway, the Xenon one was a bit better because it was a book trigger. Anyway. And Kaoruko Hanayagi Truth in Words is a 217k. When it's played from hand to stage, put the top 2 cards of your library in the waiting room. If it was at least one level 0 or lower character for this turn, this may side attack without soul penalty. Always cool. Being able to do that if you absolutely need to. And, front attack. Okay. If you need to do that, cool. And if you need to fill up your waiting room with this effect, also really good. Second effect is when this is front attacked at the start of the encore step. During the turn, this is front attack. So whether she survives or not, at the start of the encore step, you can pay 1 and sack her to choose up to 1 stage left for 2 Kaoruko in your hand and put it on the slot this was on. That was the level 3 we were talking about before. So awesome. That's actually really cool. And that's cool to be able to do that even if your opponent just decides to suicide with like a level 0 or a 1 into her and just be like, ha, whatever. And then you're just like, I don't give a fuck. So I like that. That's pretty cool. Another rare, Futaba Asougi, My Shine, is a 3/2 10k. Placed from hand to stage, draw 2, pitch 1. And when this card attacks, if you have a character in front row with Kaoruko, you can pay 1, pitch 1, deal a damage to your opponent, and this gets 1,000 power for the turn. So this is really good to combo with that Kaoruko that does the burn shenanigans. So extra burn on top of burn. I'm liking it. So even if you just do like this one and Futaba, which seems to be what the main focus of the yellow is like Futaba and Kaoruko. So pretty cool. So maybe it focuses mainly on like 2 girls per, well, and Nana Daiba, I'm sorry. So it looks like about 3 girls per color, it seems. I wonder if that holds true, but at least for my first impressions of. So definitely interesting, and I'm fairly certain there's going to be other cards that'll also be interesting to take a look at as well, but we're going to be hopping over to the reds now. Figure about that was the first 10 cards. So we'll just do the first 10 cards of each. So that's probably going to cover all the double rares and rares anyway. So now getting into the reds, let's check out the girl names. Mahiru Tsuyuzaki and Karen Aijo and Hikari Kagura, it seems. So I'm certain I butchered Mahiru's first name, but it's whatever. Or her, yeah. So anyway, let's knock a couple more of these out. Karen and Hikari in leotards. Okay, that's all right. I'm liking that already. No, let's get into this. So, Mahiru, by your side, is 001k. When placed from hand to stage, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's level 2 or higher, put it into your stock. If it's not, you put it back where it was. Climax cards are considered level 0. And it's a level 0 reverser. Really cool. Karen Aijo, My Shine, is a 002k. When it's played from hand to stage, look at the top card of your library, put it in on the top of the library or in the waiting room. Liking that so far. When this is placed from hand to stage, you can pay 1, put the top card of your library into your clock. If so, choose a level 1 or lower character in your waiting room, put it into or return it to your hand. So it's like the the Krista from AOT. So salvaging for fairly minimal cost. It's not like a drop salvager. You just take a damage for it instead, which is still really good. I do like that. So, Passion and Shine, Karen Ijo. We're getting into the level 3 here. I think, was she one of the like main girls? I could be wrong, but anyway. When this is placed from hand to stage, or the effect of Moment of Blossoming Hikari to the stage, you can heal 1. Climax combo when this attacks. But the show must go on. Let's see. Passion and Shine was the one we just talked about. Was that other? Wait. This is Passion and Shine. So wait. So you have to have another copy of her? Oh, saying this card specifically is in your front row center slot. I was saying like in another. Okay, so show must go on. Let's see what that event is, or what that climax is. I'm really hoping it's one per... No, I think it's this card was the one I was hoping it was. But the show must go on is a 1k1 salvage. Definitely liking. So if you play that, and this is in your front row center slot, this gets 1500 power, so you have to have it specifically in the front row center slot. When the battle opponent of this becomes reversed, pay 2, pitch 1. If so, deal 3 damage to your opponent. That's awesome. So it's just that it's specific placement, and it's roughly... let's see. Like, it's specific placement to give itself an ability. Then the ability makes it so you still have to pay after reverse for technically 1 less damage than a Last Shot Xenon. By comparison, Last Shot Xenon also heals. Just saying that both of those effects are there. The Last Shot Xenon has an even added bonus of doing some buff as well if your damage gets canceled. But by comparison of cost and burn effect... Last Shot Xenon is on attack, pay 2, pitch 1, attempt to burn for 4. And then if the 4's canceled, she gets a buff. That's really good. And this is, she's got to be in a specific position of the stage, so, and you have to reverse that character. So if the opponent if the character your opponent has in the middle center is the biggest character that they have, and that's what you have to overcome the most, then it's a little bit of a weird handicap there. Even if it is giving itself power, like they're probably trying to justify having it get that much extra power, then you'd have to reverse to do so to get the full burn effect. I could see that being fair, but it's 1 less damage. Now, by comparison as well, I will state this. Last Shot Xenon can potentially level someone. Because it's a climax combo, when you do her attack, she is swinging for 3 soul. You do her 4 damage first, and then her 3. So, that can potentially level your opponent just in 1 shot. And then, last shot, 1 shot, so since that can potentially level them, sure, the 4 has a higher chance of being cancelled. With this, you have 2 even hits of 3 damage each. Less chance of being canceled, so I do like that. It's just not gonna... You can't level your opponent with this unless you trigger a soul trigger or whatever. So, I'm a little on the fence about it. Like, I like it because that, it's less likely to get canceled. I can't tell you how many times I've used Last Shot Xenon's effect, and the 4th damage on her... climax combo is a climax. Like, I guarantee you I've seen that a bunch of times. So I like the chance of, making certain that it sticks. But you're going to do her damage first. You're going to reverse the opponent, hopefully. And then you're going to do this as well on top of that. So that's still really cool. It's the specific placement is interesting. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say that maybe there's some other cards that combo and state that they have to be on the left center stage or the right center stage, and maybe they give her an additional effect with that, like your opponent can't do backups or something. So, hell, I'd like to see something of that nature, even if it's in the uncommons or something of that nature. And we're not going to cover those today, but that would be really cool if there was a combo for this later on that did that, like if I'm looking through other cards and see that, or even if they end up getting a second set and it does that. But making a kind of similar comparison to Last Shot Xenon, but potentially better chances of sticking damage. So, liking it though. I'm definitely liking it. It's a little weird, but it's all good. Then Moment of Blossoming Hikari Kagura, which apparently this has an effect to be able to summon that Karen. 3/2 10k 2 soul. When it's placed from hand to stage, you can pay 1 stock, and if so, choose a Passion and Shine Karen from your waiting room, put it on a stage slot of the stage. So, I wonder if there's a way to early play her, like, kind of like doing the combo from Sunshine. I doubt it, but being able to, get 2 level 3s out with a combo, it looks like, this also has a Climax combo. This just has to be in the front row. Cool. Ooh. Interesting. Oh, okay, cool. I'm sorry, I already went ahead and read it, but anyway. So you can summon that Karen. You're going to assume that Karen is in your middle center slot. At the start of your encore step, if you have that same climax, but the show must go on in the climax zone, and this is in your front row, you can pay 1 and sack that Karen in the front row center slot. If you do, rest this, so even if she suicided for her damage, rest her, move it to your empty front row center slot, deal 1 damage to your opponent. This gains 2,000 power, and she gets Bodyguard. Okay, that's interesting. This has got to be some kind of flavor, because I don't like this. Just reeks of this is flavor. This is totally something that happened in the anime or something similar. So I'm definitely liking this. Potentially extra damage for just 1 stock, which you're going to generate from attacking. It rests her, so if you did suicide with her, if she doesn't get removed from the field by an effect, you absolutely can just go scoop, rest, and by all means, sure, Bodyguard, make it so my other character doesn't get attacked. And your opponent has to frontal her. So you don't want to do that and make it so your opponent has to frontal, I guess. It's kind of funky. But also the extra potential 1 damage is also very good. You won't really be able to pull this off with multiple copies of it, but I do definitely still like that this can do that and do that push for that little bit of extra damage. So I guess this is where that 1 damage that, like I said, it was 1 damage short of being Last Shot Xenon from the other effect. Here's the extra 1 damage. That's where it went. It went to a completely different level 3 and gave her more abilities. Funky. Okay, I'm definitely interested and curious to mess around with that. So now we're getting into the rares. Karin and Hikari in leotards. 00500. Beginning of your climax phase, give a character 500 for the turn. Brainstorm. Oh, it's like Kirito. Okay. Pay 1, rest this. Flip 4 for every climax. Perform the following action. Draw 2 and pitch 1. So it's like there was a Kirito level 0 from Re-Edit that had this same climax combo. So really cool. So the leotard one. And this was the other climax I pulled up. So 5 more cards after leotard, wherever that was. We're going to find it. Okay, got it. So, okay, definitely liking the combo with Hikari and Karin. Definitely Karin, whatever, how you pronounce it, I don't care. And then lastly, right there. There's one more. Fuck it. Let's just do this. There's one more that has like a SR or like a super rare or whatever. There's like 2 more. Fuck it. So next is Mahiro Suyuzaki, stage for 2. It's a 00 1500 climax combo. When is Shine Even Possible is placed on your climax stage, you can return this to your hand. pay the cost, return to your hand. If so, look at up to 2 cards on the top of your deck, choose one of them, put it in your hand, put the rest in your waiting room, and then discard 1 card. Rest of this, all your other Revue characters get 500 power for the turn. So a global 500 for a turn. Nice. Is Shine even possible? Is the Climax that I was looking at earlier, that is the standby Climax. So this combos with the standby trigger, and you know me, I love messing with some standby decks. So that was one of the big things I wanted to see if this set had that. I was already planning to pick it up and mess with it, but since I know that this is going to have standby in it, you know for a fucking fact I'm going to be messing with this set. So abso-fucking-lutely, and I already found the card that combos with it, so woohoo. We'll see how this goes. So a global 500 for a turn is nice. Hikari Kagura My Shine 002K. If there are 2 or fewer cards in your stock, this gets 1500 power. When this becomes reversed in battle, put the top card of your library into the waiting room. If it's 2 or higher, you can rest her, so coin flip effect. Karen Ijo Reaching Out 0025. When this is placed from hand to stage, you can pay 2, pitch 2. If you do, search your library for 2 Revue characters, put them in your hand, shuffle your library. This gets 3000 power for the turn. So it becomes a 55 after you pay 2 and pitch 2. It's a double drop searcher in 1 card, which is funky. You just have to be able to pay the cost, but that's actually nice to have it built in 1 card without having to do it multiple times. And then at that point, she becomes a 55, so she could compare with most level 1s, not, counting whatever other buffs you may do. So for at least a turn, she can punch. She can punch hard, so interesting. Next is Karen and Hikari, 2 people as 1. Don't know if that's alluding to hentai. 1-0 backup. When you use a backup, if you have a Revue character, give a Revue character, or give that one, choose one of your characters in battle, give it 1,000, and then a backup for 1,000. So a free 2k backup, really good. Another rare, Hikari Kagura Shine Reborn, is a 1/1. When this attacks, if Toward the Light is in the Climax zone and you have another Revue character, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your library. Search for 1 Revue character, review it, put it into your hand, put the rest into your waiting room. When this is frontal attack, you can put this in the waiting room. If so, put up to 1 Karen Ijo Encore in your hand and put it on the slot this was as defending character. Interesting, it's a 1/155, so I'm already seeing like some standby cheese. Go ahead and have this like as one of your standby targets. And then Toward the Light, what are you going to be? So, don't go towards the light. Sorry, I'm making bad jokes already. Toward the Light, 1k1 salvage trigger. Okay, I'm actually liking that. So, and you get to mill a decent bit. So it's on attack, but it's because you paid to stock to summon it. So if you do standby shenanigans and go ahead and pull her out, you could be doing some interesting stuff. So actually now I'm going to have to look up the Karen Ijo Encore if it's not in here already. Okay, so it's in here, so we'll get to that in a second. So Karen and Mahiru Quickly Intimate is a 1/155. 2 or more other Revue characters, 2k power, and it also has Character Encore. So that's also a very good standby target. So then Karen Ijo Encore. This is the one that you can summon from hand with Homegirl here. So which her first effect has the chance of being able to grab it within the top 4 cards of your deck. Also really good. So it's a 2/1/7k. For each other Revue character gets 500, so it can be a 9k. And then a Character Encore as well. So can definitely be very big and interesting how well they tag team together. So neat little thing. That's it. If there's like another rare or something in here, it's whatever. We're just gonna bounce out. Oh, okay, I take that back. There is one more because this was another one of the STRs. So that's at least something. But then we're gonna go ahead and start into the blues after that. So I got the blues. Anyway, Mahiru Suyuzaki My Shine 3/2/10k. Oh, early play. 2 or fewer climaxes in waiting room minus a level in hand, so early play. But the early play, it's kind of subpar, it seems, because all it is a when it's placed from hand to stage. Oh! I thought it was an attack buff. I'm sorry. You can dig with this. Look at up to X cards from top of your deck. Choose a card amongst them. Put it in your hand. Put the rest in the waiting room. X is equal to your number of Revue characters. This helps you potentially dig for your Climax combos. So, no, that's actually really good. Okay, so cool. Glad I looked at that too. All right, now we're going to get into the blues. So then we have Juna Hoshimi, Maya Tendo, and Claudine Saijo. We wonder who the blonde one is. Let's see. Next is Claudine My Shine, and then Maya Tendo Pajama Party. So that's the first 5. All right, so let's go ahead and pull it up. Maya Tendo My Shine. Maya Nintendo. No. Juna Hoshimi, My Own Star, is a 0015. The start of your Climax phase, you can look at the top card of your library, put it back where it was. Interesting. Must have something to do with an effect or something. Okay. Which I will say right now, it's also a brainstormer or whatever. Pay 1, rest this, mill 4 for every Climax, search for a review. Very good in general. For a double rare, this is probably going to end up being sought after a decent chunk. But looking at the top card of your deck, to me, I never really understood how interesting and good it can be until I started messing around with ReZero. There's a level 0 RAM that every time a Rem or Ram is played, you could look at the top card of your deck. So, and it turned out to be very useful. It helped me adjust some plays, whether I wanted to brainstorm, whether I wanted to attack with a particular character first. So it actually helped a whole bunch. So being able to look at that little bit of extra information is always neat, and for this just to be here automatically is really cool. So interesting. So that's first double rare. Then Maya Tendo, Splendid Determination. Pardon me 1 second. I'm going to grab a drink real quick. Sorry. Throat's becoming a little bit dry. That happens on Billy's Cast. So, 329K. If you have 2 or more other Revue characters, she gets 2K. So, might as well say a constant 11. Really good. 2 soul. Sorry, didn't say. When this is placed from hand to stage, you can pay 1 stock. If so, choose a Claudine Saijo Noble Will, which is the next one, in your waiting room and put it on any slot of the stage. Sorry. Sorry, still doing this. Okay, so then the Climax combo, when this attacks, this ability activates up to twice per turn. I see where this is going. When this attacks, if the show must go on is in your Climax zone, you can put the top card of your clock in the waiting room. So there's going to be a restand effect, and I'm assuming it's on this Claudine. So, look at me being wrong, right? Claudine Saijo Noble Will is a 3/2/10K. When this is placed from hand to stage, or the effect of that Maya, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your library, choose one of them, put it into your hand, put the rest in the waiting room. So trying to dig for that Climax combo. Always good. Up to 1 time per turn. At the end of this card's attack, if you have this show must go on in your Climax zone, you can pay 3 and pitch 1 card. If so, choose 1 Maya Tendo Brilliant Preparedness in your front row center slot and stand them. Called it. So this is going to combo with Homegirl right here so that you can heal twice. I definitely like that. If you play multiples of these, one of them wouldn't be in the middle center slot, so you could swing with that, heal once, swing with this, heal once, swing with the Claudine, use the effect, and then heal a 3rd time. So you just don't want to see, opponent with heal tax, but apparently Kantai doesn't run heal tax now at all, or at least the builds I've seen. I haven't seen a single Hibiki. If there is a build that runs it, I'm wrong, but a lot of the ones I've seen top have not run Hibiki. So that means this could actually do pretty good. And then always being able to stand them so that they can get an additional attack off is always good for a pretty decent cost. It's not like it has to reverse. It's not like it has to it's not like your opponent has to have X number of reversed characters. Hashtag fuck the Joker. Shout out to Devlock. But it's only a 3 stock and discard a card. You're going to have 3 stock if you attack with her last. You're going to make back up 1 of that, so it's as if you only paid 2. And then you discard a 1 card. That's not bad. Considering her effect is free, that's really cool. And you're already potentially only playing 3 stock for 2 level 3s anyway. It's already good, so I like that. Also, the show must go on. I didn't look that up yet. Like, I'm liking how it's set up for a lot of this. Also, this is like a rare or whatever, probably like a triple R or whatever. So, let's see. Show must go on is a 1K1 pants trigger. Okay, definitely liking that. So, next is Claudine Saijo My Shine. Is a 001K. If this is in the front row center slot, she gets 2K. When this is placed from hand to stage, pitch a Climax, grab back a Revue character from waiting room. So, cool. Salvage, which the Climax ones are pretty good. You don't have to pay an extra stock. Maya Tendo Pajama Party 0025. 2 or fewer cards in stock, she gets 15. Maya Tendo My Shine 102K. Place from hand to stage, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put them back in any order. And when this becomes reversed in battle, if the cost of the battle opponent is 0 or lower, you can put that character on the bottom of the library. And this is definitely a threat for hashtag Aaron value. I love you, Frank, but you know this is going to hurt. If you don't want to have you do not want to have Aaron hit this, because that is going to suck. Anyway, because you ain't getting that Aaron back. I'm just saying. All right, so that was Maya My Shine. Let's go back up. So Maya Tendo, My Shine, and then Juna Hoshimi, Claudine, another Juna. I gotta sort through which ones are which. That might be it. I did like 11 on the other one, so we'll do another 5 here. There's a good bit of stuff. There's also like events and whatnot in here, so there might be other good stuff, but for right now, this is just what we're focusing on. Juna Hoshimi My Shine 104K. Placed from hand to stage, she gets 1500 power for the turn. When this becomes reversed in battle, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a Revue character, you can pay a stock. If you do, return it to hand. It's like a Yukikaze from Kantai. Had a effect very similar that I liked using in Soul Rush, so definitely hits a little closer to home on that one with this overall setup, even off of the buff and everything. So she can become a 55 for a turn, not counting other buffs. Potentially save herself for 1 stock and then just play her again. So, really cool. I like that. Claudine Saijo preparing to challenge the stage. 1045. When it's placed from hand to stage, it gains 1500 power for the turn. And Climax combo. When the battle opponent of this becomes reversed, if To Further Heights is in your Climax zone, put up to 1 card from the top of your library in your stock. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's level 1 or higher, put into your hand. Level 0s do not go anywhere. They stay on top of the deck. Climax cards are regarded as level 0. So, To Further Heights. Let's go ahead and check out, see what that Climax is. And I'm half tempted that we're going to be I'm fairly certain we're probably going to be disappointed on this. If it's a book trigger, I'll be surprised. Come on. Oh, no, it is a book trigger. Okay, color me surprised, because I would have sworn this would be like a split something, or, you know, just, we hadn't seen like a stock soul Climax combo for a bit, so I was fully expecting to see that here. Granted, I guess it'd be a little redundant because you're getting a stock from her ability as well. So kind of interesting. So you're digging through like potentially 3 cards in the deck. You trigger off of her attack, you get a stock from her combo, and then potentially add another card to your hand. So you're digging 3 cards deep per attack with her. So if you reverse the battle opponent, which is really cool. So that means she'll be a 6k off her own ability, and the Climax will put her to a 7k minimum before other buffs. So definitely interesting. Definitely will be interesting to see how well this works out. I might mess around with this, try to see how well this combo works out. I don't expect it to proc every single time, but whatever. Juna Hoshimi, Steady Class Representative, 3-2-95. Looks like she's saluting or adjusting glasses. I can't tell, one or the other. 2 Soul. We have, if there are 2 or fewer Climax cards in the waiting room, this gets minus a level in hand. Heal 1 on play, always good. This is probably going to be a little bit better of a early play than the other one. The other one still being able to dig is good, but everyone loves early play heals. So, and a Climax combo on an early play healer. This is definitely going to be an interesting. This is probably going to be a rare that's worth a couple bucks. I'm just saying, depending on what this does here. When this attacks, if on the night of the Star Festival is in your Climax zone, let's go ahead and see what this is, just because. on the... Wait. So wait, does this go back to... What? There's no blue, so it goes back to that yellow? Interesting. So it's off color on the night of the Star Festival. It's the shot trigger. Okay. Interesting. If that's in the Climax zone and this is in your front row center slot, you can pay the cost. This is on attack. So you can pay one, pitch one. If so, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your opponent's library, choose up to 4, then put into the waiting room, return the rest to the opponent's... You could potentially grab a decent number of Climaxes out of your opponent's deck that way. I would love to be able to do this. Okay, I'm liking this one. I'm very much liking this one. It's just it's off color. Like, that's whatever. You could just save for, playing blue until you get to level 2 or higher and just do your yellow combos for level 1. But I'm definitely... I mean, I liked doing the Mocha combo of being able to, dig cards out of the top of your opponent's deck. This has the chance to get you multiple Climaxes out of the opponent's deck and then smack them in the face. And then this gets 1,000 power for the rest of the turn, so she'll become a 10-5. The Climax was a 1k1 shot trigger, so she'll be an 11-5. It's just that it's off color, which is a little funky. It just means you have to do a certain setup for it. But it can still be done. So, interesting, and may actually see me trying to do something based around this, depending on the price. So, definitely really cool. And then, this is uncommon, so I'm not really going to go past this. Sorry, Claudine, anyone who's favorite girl, whatever. We're just going to state this one and go on about our way. Juno Hashimi, aiming for the number 1 star, 001k, 500 assist in front, and pay 2 rest this to search for a Revue character. So, that is it for the blue rares and double rares. And 1 extra uncommon. Just it's a freebie. It's on me. So, very much an interesting set, and I like a bunch of the combos in here, especially how the combos are situated around particular girl setups. So you kind of have to run... I'm going to stand for the rest of this recording. So my back's trying to mess up. Oh. So it's an interesting to see how you can do those setups. And normally it's a little bit of an aggravation to be like, oh, well, you have to have enough stock to play 2 characters. But those combos have the effects of being able to pay 1 stock to summon those characters anyway. So a cheaper overall cost for your combos, getting multiple girls on the field, as well as multiple effects going off between restands, healing, extra burn damage, and whatnot. So I'm definitely liking the finishers. I'm very much enjoying seeing a lot of those. I think that the placement is weird. For the blue one, it's understandable because she gets bodyguard, and I fully think that's some kind of flavor thing. No, that wasn't the blue. That was the red. I'm sorry, not the blue one. The blue one was the restand with the heals. I feel that one's a bit weird for specific placement, but it's whatever. You're getting multiple heals off of that, so I really can't complain, plus attacks. So, I guess the red one's a little bit understanding because of the fact that you have to... she's going to sack that one off and save herself, and then give herself bodyguard. So I'm curious to see how well that does, because that could completely just, kill your opponent's entire setup, depending on whether they try to get over that character with the bodyguard ability, or if they just decide to, throw down 3 level 0s and drop a +2 soul, #pro skills for days. So it's definitely interesting, and I'll be going over the other cards later on. I'll be going over the Trodek Plus at some point as well. Don't really have enough time for it today, even though I probably could, but I'll end up making another video or something going over it. So, but for now, that is going to be it. Next month, I'm going to try to get up a podcast a little bit earlier next month, but next month is also going to be at the end of the month is going to be my anime convention that I love to go to is Animazement in Raleigh, North Carolina. If anybody else is going to that, shout me, shout a comment or something in the comment section, or message on Discord, and hell, we can do like a Weiss Schwarz meetup. We usually have something going on. There's another group of people from Game Theory in Raleigh that they'll host like a tournament or something, a whole bunch. The past couple years, they'll host a Weiss Schwarz tournament. But if anybody else is just wanting to hang out, play some card games or whatever, by all means, hit me up. I'll 1v1 you, bro. I may not have Smash, but I got card games, so. But absolutely, hell, see how it goes from there. This set's definitely going to be interesting. I'm curious for when it comes out. It won't be out until after Animazement, otherwise I might be trying to like, pick up boxes of it at the convention. But I will definitely be looking for other deals and other... whether that be singles or just interesting little deals at the convention. But before then, we're also going to be having at our locals in Greenville, we're going to be having our Cardcaptor Sakura event, quote unquote. It's like a tournament where you can only run Cardcaptor Sakura stuff. That'll be interesting. I'll let you know how that goes, because me and Moroku are actually going to be trying to get into Cardcaptor Sakura and see how well that goes. But it's whatever. But for now, thank you all very much for listening. It is greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you want. If not, hey, thanks for stopping by to hear me rant about Bushiroad shenanigans for about an hour. Maybe an hour? Might be. Anyway. With that, we'll be signing off for now, and we'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace out for now.